Hey everybody, my name is Peter and welcome to my channel.
Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds. Lawrence?
Today we're going to discuss one of my favorite movies of the 21st century. And I am talking favorite. Favorite to me is not a guilty pleasure.
I'm Crash Override.
You're the moron that's been invading my turf?
But it's not necessarily like something that I recognize as the best movie of all time. One of the things I hear when people don't like a movie is they complain about the script.
If I puked in a fountain pen and mailed it to the monkey house, I'd get better scripts.
Or they'll say, I just think that it's all about plot and character.
The pacing is ruined. There's no dramatic through line.
A couple things about my movie taste. I'm not necessarily one to have a checklist of things that a movie or an album or a video game or a television show has to do in order for me to think that it has value. I think in a lot of ways, plot and character is something that you can appreciate later. I'm a huge fan of Billy Wilder. Billy Wilder does amazing characters, amazing plot. A movie like Knives Out, fantastic plot. Characters are okay, which is why the casting is so important. A movie like Marriage Story, great characters, plot's fine, but it's really your engagement to Charlie and Nicole. I wanted to pick a movie that I don't really think is at all about plot and character. I am, of course, talking about Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. I am, of course, not talking about that because you know what the name of this video essay is. That's right. I'm talking about Step Up 2, The Streets.
I had no idea you could dance.
It's whatever.
Much better. In this superior sequel to the breakout hit from 2006, the story follows Andy West, a teen who's struggling to find her place in the city of Baltimore. In order to do so, she'll need to abandon her crew, the 410, and make nice at the Maryland School of Arts because, as Channing Tatum's Tyler Gage explains,
all right, let me break it down for you, man. Sarah will give you one more shot. All right, but MSA is no joke. Okay, you gotta go to class. You can't skip school, you gotta study.
No chance. No way.
over the course of the next 98 minutes, a working class teen from the streets will transform into not only a next level dancer, but one who truly inspires others around her, including some from that snooty school, to dream bigger and to recognize what all those street battles are for, what dancing is for. Yeah, I know.
It shouldn't matter what we wear, what school or what neighborhood we're from, because the best part about the streets is that it's not about what you got. It's what you make of what you got.
This is all totally cheesy, and yet
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
That's sort of my point. The structure, the story that I'm explaining, isn't really what's so amazing about this movie. But hold up a minute. Step Up 2 is the answer to why plot and characters don't matter. That's the film to pin such a lofty critique on the state of 21st century cinema? I mean, yeah, it kind of is. In the world of movies where dancing is the highlight, which I'm just going to go ahead and call dancicles, there are plenty of better, more traditional, if you will, examples like Saturday Night Fever or Swing Time, just to name two. But Step Up 2 works and succeeds with barely any kind of net. Travolta wasn't a household name when he made Fever, but he was already a rising star, and the film is very much a drama more than it is just a dance film. Astaire and Rogers had been famous for years, as Swing Time was their 6th collaboration. The only thing Step Up 2 had was its name, but to be honest, it's actually a very different film tonally than the Dirty Dancing clone of the 2006 original. And without this new direction the series takes in Part 2, Step Up wouldn't have become the Fast and Furious of dance movies. I mean, there are 5 Step Up movies.
And, who are you?
Dude, seriously? So look, with the exception of Andy and Moose, who of course totally rules, everyone else in this series is more people I recognize more because of their dancing. And again, that's all okay. So back to Part 2. I'm pretty confident that no one who saw it in 2008 or on cable later or streaming was even considering the plot or characters as a requirement for enjoyment. I mean, this is a movie where Channing Tatum wins a dance battle because he finds a clever way to take his shirt off. That's gold! Like 1984's Breakin, the true pioneer of these kind of hip-hop tales, The Streets manages the difficult feat of being both grounded in the reality of what it's like to live in a city, and it's also utterly artificial, like a Broadway musical. People don't sing for no reason, but they pretty much dance all the same. And let's be honest, these line readings can be, at best, serviceable.
She won every competition out there, but she just lost the biggest battle of them all. The one for Chase's heart.
It's like I've landed in an episode of The Hills.
I don't think the film gets credited nearly as much as it should for the character of Andy West, as written by Toni Ann Johnson and Karen Barron, and played by Brianna Evigan. She's still, 3 decades after Breakin', a gender mold-breaking revelation.
I put my name on the line for you, and now I'm beginning to wonder if I made a mistake.
This guy's the worst. Most, if not all, dance movies with a female lead or co-lead have that character be the rich one, the cultured one. Even nearly a decade later, in the 2017 YouTube series Step Up High Water, they casted Millennium Dance Complex star Jade Chenoweth simply as the rich teen. Yeah, she hides her privilege in order to get into the Atlanta-based academy, but honestly, that just kind of makes her a jerk. Anyways, back to Andy. She's living with her mother's best friend after her mom has passed away. She's essentially an orphan. Still, Evigan's cheesy movie version of Uncultured, at times, not so great. I mean, she's from Baltimore, so you would think she's eaten at plenty of mom-and-pop immigrant-owned restaurants, yet she doesn't know how to use chopsticks. The reason this is so important is the sequel gave a face to a young woman from a less fortunate background. These are minor missteps, so in my 2008 vernacular, it's mostly pretty dope. Do I wish first-time director John Chu didn't cut so heavy for the dancing? Of course. But it's honestly a minor blemish more than anything else. You know, and it leads to some fun gaffes, like how this dude with the hat's jacket appears and reappears. Fun times. I mean, check out this epic lean. Come on. And then, like, everything that's going on with this.
She ain't got no money in the bank. She ain't got no money in the bank. She be walking around acting all stank. And now she at the party.
And this whole dance sequence is in the rain. Jokes aside, I hope we can all admit to ourselves that when we sit down in a dark theater or even on our couches, there are plenty of times that plot and character aren't even in the top 5 reasons that we're watching.
We got royalty in the house. Tyler Gage is in the building. Oh,
all right, clearly that's top 5 though. So that's it. My Step Up to the Streets review. Remember to hit like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Now.